How's it hanging, YouTube? This is King of Frail Limbs, and welcome to what I'm still used to saying welcome from Spooktober. But anyway, what I have is sort of a bonus video and sort of a follow-up to my recent Fluffal deck profile, which, by the way, thank you for getting over 1,000 views in less than 4 days. That's amazing. So anyway, what this is, it's sort of a Fluffal guide, kind of like a combo guide, but, I got several questions, and, it's actually hard to keep up with comments, or I just sort of don't feel like keeping up with comments, but I'm just sort of going to address some additional things, and I'm going to kind of show what you can do with, if say you don't have certain cards, or say that you, or you want some advice, or maybe just further explain some combos, because my video was very long, and I spent most of the time explaining what the cards do, and why I play them, rather than kind of showing what they can do. So I'm going to start the how to use or combo vid. Let me just start off by saying that getting, with these 4 cards, having these in your hand, in your opening hand, opens up some great first turn plays. Mostly these cards. Fluffal Dog, or any of these two, or Dark Fusion. Of course, any sort of combination, say you open Dog, Bear, Bear or Wings, plus a Dark Fusion, that will get some great plays, or the other way around, because Dog will, I keep moving this, Dog will allow you to search the other one that you don't have out of Bear and Wings, and having a Dark Fusion or a Polymerization, whatever fusion spell you're using, I will be bumping this up to 3. This is the deck that I profiled recently, which of course is still under a lot of construction. Currently, I found my other copy of Bear, and I need to get another of Wings, but for the most part, it's still mostly going to be the same. So, let's say your opening hand looks like this, plus some other cards. Let's say we're going second, because it's very beneficial to go second. So let's say we get our 6 cards with these 3, plus another 3 extra cards. It won't always matter, but okay, that's actually really busted. But from this hand, let's see what we can do. So first, we can normal summon Fluffal Dog, activate Dog's effect to add Bear to our hand, and then we can activate Bear's effect, sending him to the graveyard to set a toy pot directly from our deck. We can then activate our toy pot, or toy vendor. I keep calling it toy pot from Japanese. Activating toy vendor, and then activating the effect by discarding Fluffal Wings, and then we reveal the top card of our deck, which just now happens to be a Fluffal Dog. So it doesn't matter what you reveal. If you do reveal a dog or something like that, then that's great. You can even, if you draw a Fluffal and you get like Owl, you can use that to get your Polymerization. Again, it doesn't matter, so let's just say we reveal something that has no use for the moment. Fright for Fusion, that's a good one. From there, we didn't really plus off of Toy Vendor with the effect, so we can go ahead and activate Wings effect by banishing both Wings and Bear from the graveyard to draw an additional card. Doesn't matter what it is. And again, great draws. And then that allows us to destroy Toy Vendor, and we can go ahead and activate the effect. Now, it destroys Toy Vendor, and so that allows us to search for any Fluffal or Edge Imp monster. Now from here you can do a lot of things. Say we didn't draw the Bear, then we can actually keep going. We can add a Bear and discard it to activate, to set another Toy Vendor from our deck, and then keep going, and then cards like the MST and Double Cyclone will finish it off. We'll finish up the combo and destroy it. Searching another Toy Vendor at this point just gets us more pluses. Because we can't do the same Wings combo because we just used it. You can only use the effect once per turn. But let's say, at this point, since we have the Bear and activating Toy Vendor's effect, it'd probably be best to search, maybe just get your Sabers now. And then from here you can decide to keep going whatever you want. Because, like I said, it really depends on what else you draw aside from your combo pieces like your Dog, your Wings, and your Fusion spell. From here, like I said, you can do a lot more. You can go ahead and discard this other Bear, get your other Toy Vendor. That's pretty bad. And go from there, because you have a lot more. Because at this point, at least with this hand, we have our Fusion spell, our Sabers, plus Owl, and the Dog. And the bear, if you would have chosen to keep it, you have some great plays there, and then you can MST your own toy vendor and search for other things, maybe search for another dog. Like I said, it really depends on what you draw. So let's go ahead and clean this up and start explaining something else. So let's say we have a similar setup to last time with dog on field, bear in grave, vendor in hand, or on field, and say these in hand. What's great is if you happen to mill, or after you discard wings, if you happen to reveal a edge imp chain, the affected toy vendor will then send it to the graveyard, and then you can go ahead and activate chain's effect to add something like a fright for fusion. Then you can go ahead and use your wings effect to continue going on. From there you can search your sabers, and since if you have your fusion in your hand, you can keep going from there. And then since you search a fright for fusion off of chain, you can go ahead and use the same materials for that. So let me show you what that looks like. So at the end of the combo, most likely this is what you're going to have in hand. Maybe you'll have another Fluffal monster. Let's say, just for the sake of this, let's say that you do, say you have like Owl or something. From here, actually toy vendors in the grave. From here, you go ahead and activate your Dark Fusion, fuse these three and what you want to do, you want to fuse Tiger first with your effect, because it can pop your opponent's back row that you don't want to deal with, or that you might have trouble dealing with, and then go ahead and use your Fright for Fusion, banish those same materials to go ahead and special summon Wolf. Let me find Wolf. Yeah, Wolf. Because now Wolf can attack 3 times, or depending on how your turn went and your combo went, you may have some more, and he can attack maybe 4 times. But at this point, if you summon Tiger and popped your opponent's only back row and their only monsters, if you were so lucky, you would have popped 3, and you summon Wolf on top of that, this is enough for game, because Wolf right here makes, what is it? He makes 6,000, and then Tiger here makes it game after that, because of his attack gain. Let's say you don't have Tiger, because currently Tiger is only a Shonen Jump promo, and he's not so easy for everyone to get. He is getting reprinted in December, so do not worry. But you can still essentially do the same thing from here. So let's say you still have the same setup. So starting over from here, Chains in the Grave, we have our fusion, our normal fusion, and our Fright for Fusion. We have their extra Fluffal, Sabers, and Dog on field, because it likely searched. From here, what's probably best to do, go ahead and use your Dark Fusion and still fuse for your Wolf. Wolf will have 3 attacks, and thankfully, if you happen to use a Dark Fusion, then Dark Fusion will get the effect that, or for this turn, Fight for Wolf can't be affected by effects, so he's free to make 4 attacks. So from there, you can continue doing stuff. You can use your Fight for Fusion to banish those same materials, and then bring out a second Wolf. Where is he? The second Wolf. Yeah, so you can banish those materials to bring out your second Wolf. But it won't be protected by the Dark Fusion, but you will have a good amount of damage. This is 1,200 damage. Is that 1,200? No, 12,000. 1,200 is a lot less. You have 12,000 damage on board. Let me move this aside. This is a weird setup I'm trying today. But this will be 12,000 damage on board. That's some decent damage, but only one of them is protected by Dark Fusion. So another thing that you can do, let's say you instead use your Fright for Fusion to banish your Chain and say Dog to summon Sheep, because Sheep is also good. Because for this turn, Wolf will not be affected by anything, and Sheep, it has the Armades effect, so you can go ahead and get some free attacks with that. This is 8,000 exactly. It may be 10,000 if you happen to use another Fluffal in hand to fusion summon it, but this is a very safe play because, again, Sheep will come back afterwards. So let's go ahead and clean this all up and be right back. Just very quickly, I want to touch on some things. Using Edge Imp Sabers is great, of course, obviously, but so far King of the Swamp, I've gotten a lot of suggestions to use that, and I definitely will, because I actually do like the card, and being a king myself, might as well be buddies with him. Bad joke. But anyway, Sabers in one way is superior just because you can actually search for him. Like I said, the basic little combo, you can go ahead and do that. But King of the Swamp would actually be much better because you can go ahead and discard it and it becomes a polymerization. So go ahead and try that out. That wasn't in my deck profile, but probably by my next one, I'll have like 2 copies of that Swampy Dude. Not again, but also, this is a great card, Fright for March. It basically just negates anything that targets any Fright Fur that you have on the field. So it's a great card. It does have the additional effect that you do not have to use. You absolutely do not. It's optional, but if you want to, it is great, and it is there. After you negate the effect, you can go ahead and tribute this Fright Fur that was targeted, and then special summon 1 level 8 or higher Fright, or well, level 8 from your extra deck. So Chimera, it's good to play at least 1 copy of Chimera because of this card. Now, Sabertooth is out. I don't have one yet, but you can go ahead and play that, pick one up. They shouldn't be too expensive, but for whatever reason, if you absolutely cannot get one, there's no problem with that. The deck still works out just fine without it. You just have to change some things up. I think mainly just don't play the instant fusion that I suggested, and then play another copy of Chimera because it's only a rare, so it's easy to pick up. Like I said, you do not have to use the effect to tribute your wolf, so at the very least, you don't even have to use the Chimera for the effect. It's totally optional, but at least it's just a very strong negation card that can protect wolf. Say you can't pull off things first turn, then maybe one wise thing is on your chain search, instead of searching for Fright for Fusion, you can search for March to at least set it and protect you for your next turn. Say leaving wolf on the field, and then you have this, and then it can protect him for a turn. Along with maybe some of the other traps you play, and then next turn you can continue going and keep your combos and going and stuff. This wasn't very long, but I hope it was good enough, because these are just some loose ends that I sort of wanted to explain. I'd actually like to do a lot more, maybe even do another duel video with this deck, because it's just really good. Well, not super good. It's better now, and it's really fun. It's just a matter of knowing how to play it, knowing what to do, figuring out what to do. I'm sure a lot of you just know this, but I don't know, after some questions I was getting, I felt like I might as well make this. Like I said, in the extra deck, it doesn't matter if you have some stuff. Like I said, Tiger's getting reprinted. As long as you have these 2, you should be good. You won't even need Bear, you might not even need Leo. As long as you have these 2, you should be good. This is a rare, this is a super, very easy to pick up. I was even able to get 3 copies of each, but I don't even play 3 copies. I actually really like sheep, and I almost want to make a sheep turbo. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I almost called it a deck profile. I hope you enjoyed this, not tutorial, but just sort of explanation of it. I feel like I could have even gone on longer, but I don't want another 22-minute video. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to subscribe. Also, leave a like and a comment to show your support. This has been King of Pharaoh Imps. Have a nice day.